And why do I even own a mirror? I look good all the time.
Seriously, Joker, do you ever take a shower? You made me suffer through Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Now it's your turn to suffer. Resident Evil.
How you doing, Internet? Joker here, you already know me. Never let it be said that I can only dish it out and not take it. I'll accept the Meat King's counter-challenge to review Resident Evil. But I'll go above and beyond this one. I'm going to give them the sequels, Apocalypse and Extinction. How you like that? Now, we all saw my review for Resident Evil Afterlife. It was pretty good, wasn't it? But, so we don't jump ahead in the storyline or give away any spoilers or plot twists, let's forget that one for now. Let's mind wipe here real quick. Alright, here we go. 2002, the Resident Evil film was released, and it got me excited when I heard about it. I mean, Resident Evil is neck and neck with Metal Gear as one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. It even starts out on a promising note. I mean, we have the mansion out in the woods, you have the crows flying over, and it's very dark and it's very eerie, and you see a girl in the mansion, and you're thinking, it's Jill Valentine, right? Or maybe even Rebecca Chambers. It's got to be one of them. They're the only two women in the Resident Evil game. But you're wrong. It's Alice. Alice is a created character for the movie because apparently Jill Valentine and Rebecca Chambers weren't that interesting. She wakes up and she has amnesia. She's walking around the mansion trying to figure out who she is and what she's doing and where she's at, and you just expecting at any second for a zombie to jump around the corner and bite her fucking neck, right? Sorry. Getting a little low and angry here. You're wrong again. No zombies. Instead, a strike force jumps through the window, takes her hostage, and you're thinking, oh, okay. Here's the STARS team. Here's Jill Valentine and Rebecca Chambers, and Chris Redfield, Barry Burton, and Albert Wesker, and they're about to start wrecking shop and mowing down zombies. And Alice, she's just a little side quest. She's the girl they have to rescue. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong again. There's no STARS team in this movie. And instead, you get the Umbrella Army. And they want answers from Alice. Alice wants answers from the Umbrella Army. And the people watching the film want the answers from the filmmakers. And you don't get any of that. Not yet, anyway. Instead, the Umbrella Army takes Alice. And they leave the mansion. And the mansion's gone. No more mansion. No more mansion in Resident Evil. And they find her amnesiac husband. And they find the guy who played Max Payne. For some reason, he's in this game. He's a video game character. Close enough, right? Anyway, they finally explain the plot to us about 20 minutes into the film. Stick with me. 5 miles underground, Raccoon City, Umbrella Corporation has a secret headquarters known as the Hive. And in this hive, they experiment with secret bioweapons and viral technology, and somehow or another, one of the bioweapons known as the T-virus, remember that one? Gets in the air system and it contaminates all the people that work there. So as a security measure, the Hive shuts itself down and kills everybody down there. The Umbrella Army, Alice, her husband, and Max Payne have to go into the Hive and figure out what happened and solve the problem. Now, anyone who's even read the back of a Resident Evil video game box knows that nothing I said sounds anything like Resident Evil. They get to the Hive, 10 people in all. Right off the bat, 4 people, boom, dead. 4 people. Cut you down to 6. 4 people die in a laser hallway booby trap made by a James Bond villain because apparently zombies don't like lasers. They get to the security center, try to figure out what happened. They run into the Red Queen. You remember the Red Queen from the video games? No, you don't. She's also made up for this film. It's the AI security system that says, hey, I shut this place down. I killed everyone inside. What the fuck you gonna do? Right? So after 40 minutes of bullshit in this film, we get our first zombie sighting. And then it turns into the standard zombie film run and gun. Keep in mind that Resident Evil was not a run and gun. Survival horror. Much different. And in the middle of all this running and gunning and zombie biting, we figure out that suddenly Alice has a Jason Bourne moment. She remembers Kung Fu, so zombies are getting their arms broken and dogs are getting Liu Kang kicks through plate glass windows, and none of this, no herbs, no ammo, no giant snakes, no giant spiders, just Kung Fu kicks and all sorts of other shit. I'm getting angry. So anyway, we have our standard mercy kill where Max Payne has to kill his sister because she turned into a zombie, and we have our standard double cross by a love interest when the husband finally remembers, oh shit, I'm evil. After all that, we finally get to our big boss fight, right? Now you're thinking, it's the tyrant, the boss in the first Resident Evil game, right? It's gotta be. Wrong. Instead, we get a licker from Resident Evil 2. A medium-range villain, right above zombies. Instead, in this movie, it's the boss. It's now jumped to Resident Evil 2 with the enemies. But instead, they call it a hunter, which is the name of the monsters from Resident Evil 1. They have skipped ahead, brought something back, and gave it a wrong name. The fight lasts all of 3 minutes, nothing exciting. They leave the hive, everything's hunky-dory, right? Everything's good to go. Wrong. They get tackled by Umbrella. Max Payne gets put in the Nemesis program. And then you think, wait a minute, Nemesis was from Resident Evil 3. They've now jumped over Resident Evil 2 and gone to Resident Evil 3. Alice gets kidnapped by Umbrella and experimented on for whatever, some odd reason. Wakes up, like in the beginning of the film, and escapes. To leave open a wide open sequel where the streets somehow or another have been overrun and now it's just a ghost town. No people, no zombies, no nothing. That's Resident Evil Apocalypse. This film was supposed to be written in the sort of aura of Alice in Wonderland. We have the Red Queen, we have Alice. Yeah, that's where she got her name from, right? When they could have just made it in the aura of, oh, I don't know, the Resident Evil video game. And even though there are 8 references to the video game itself, there are 0. That still does not roll off the tongue very well. 0 Resident Evil characters in this film. This is a Resident Evil movie in name alone. Nothing to do with the Resident Evil games, so don't even think about it. You know, on a lighter note, I want to say congratulations to the Geek King for his stellar review of Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. You know, it's funny, for a film that's been so universally panned by fans and haters of the franchise alike, he still finds a way to, I don't know, have a temper tantrum about such idiotic, styleless films. I just don't get it. He's seen the film dozens, if not hundreds of times, but yet he still gets madder and madder and madder about it. I wonder how mad he would get in a review for a film he hasn't even seen yet. I think that's going to be our next film. Geek King, I heard you're a big Wes Craven fan. How can I use this?